I'm Uppekha Jane, and this is my podcast shoot. Now, when I was choosing my outfits, it's obviously very important on a daily basis, and when I go to events all the time, something really important to me is ensuring that South Asian element is fused through. But how do I get the South Asian elements while still staying trendy and still giving me a look that I really like? One person and one person only I trust with this. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Rashi Bindra.
Love the introduction. Thank you. So, hey everybody, my name is Rashi Bindra, also known as Rashi Styles. I have always been into styling. I think now it'll be almost 10 years, and slowly gotten more and more on the creative side of things. However, when Uppekha asked me to be part of this shoot and vision for her, I could not say no. So here we are. And
Rashi has something that is very, very unique. And that's why I think it's really important for all of you guys to understand this as well. One of the biggest things within our South Asian kind of ethos is astrology. And you might think it's hokey, but let's just say millionaires might not focus on it, but billionaires
do.
So Rashi knows something very, very unique. And I wanted to share how you chose what I was going to wear and what you did.
So the way we worked with you, as you know, that you are going through a huge transition in your life. And there's a lot of things that are happening for you, and there are a lot of things that are going to be making you that money. You are destined for success. We all know that. We all see that. Everyone you've taken, consultations from as well, they've always said the same thing. But what a lot of people don't realize is how you show up is where the magic happens.
Yeah, 100%.
Tomorrow someone can tell you, hey, you're going to be rich and famous. But if you're going to sit at home doing nothing,
how are you going to be rich and famous?
It's
not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, right? You have to take those steps. So when you're taking those steps, it's all about how you internally show up. And that's where the psychology comes in. That's where the color theory comes in. That is where we shift your aura.
Using colors.
More. Using colors.
Yeah.
And using colors that are prevalent to your transits at the moment.
Okay.
Yes, when
transits meaning this transitory time.
Yes, and I should clarify, transits also meaning your astrology transits.
Okay.
So I'm going to dial it back for 2 seconds. Is that when we are born, there is a snapshot in the sky. Planets are in a certain position. Now those planets are in something what we call houses. Houses never change. Planets, when you're born, never change, but as you evolve through life, those planets move, right? So that's how we go through different phases in life, different seasons, different things happen to us. Astrology is not your future, it's your blueprint. So that's one thing I want to clear up. No one's telling anybody their future. We're just telling you this is your blueprint, this is your strength, your weakness.
Because your actions and what you choose to do actually determines your path, right?
Exactly.
So you can have the blueprint and choose not to build on that blueprint. And then that's what you're doing, right?
It's very simple, right? We all have free will at the end of the day, and we all have choices to make.
Sure.
Some people are told, if you're in media, you'll be great.
Yeah.
And we've also heard how some people say, I fell into acting. I fell into this.
Yeah.
That's their destiny.
Right.
Right? But the way they showed up for themselves, allowed that confidence, right?
Okay.
Allowed taking those chances to happen.
Okay.
There is never something called a coincidence. Things always line up.
So coincidences don't exist. It's all alignment, 100%.
It's all alignment. And to go back to your question on how we styled you is where you are in life today and what we need for you to just show up more confidently than you are, I should say. And to enhance your aura and increase you able to receive certain things. Right?
Okay, so we've talked about astrology really briefly. We've talked about, where I am transit-wise in my life. And now we're going to talk about how you used all of that to decide what I was going to wear, to style me.
Well, part of it is intuition, what I see, what I read, what I pick up on. The other part is your transit chart. So your transit chart showed me what planets are in which house and how that was affecting you.
Okay.
And the way we use it is, yes, I always say feed your planets, just like how you feed yourself. So you feed your planets. And the way to feed your planets sometimes is, yes, certain rituals. I'm
Okay.
not going to say remedies because that sounds very like there's something wrong. There's nothing ever truly wrong.
Yeah.
It's just a ritual, a belief, a discipline that we need to do to enhance the good things in our life.
Okay.
So that was one thing that we have spoken about. And the other thing was how we feed your aura with colors.
Okay, colors. That is so important. Colors is very important.
Colors have a frequency. They have a frequency. They have
an energy attached to it. They
have an energy.
And a property that's healing or not healing. Like something, it does do something to you.
And also depending on which planets you are ruled by, like when you're born, you're always ruled by a certain number and a certain planet. So some colors work for that ruling planet as well, and some do not. So as a very brief example, I am ruled by the sun.
Yeah.
I do not wear a lot of black. Like as I understood my color theory, for me, black actually does not help my aura or my energy.
Okay.
But you'll see certain people who, for example, are ruled by Saturn. For them, the navies and the blacks, those are their lucky colors.
Okay.
Now, this is at face value, guys. There's a lot of other things
that go in.
But that's just the example, right?
Okay.
Of like how color has a vibration, how a color is also attached to a planet.
Okay.
So in your case, what we did was we looked at your chart, we looked at what your transits are, and we chose certain colors for you because, as we said, with a lot of water elements, we want to start bringing some grounding in for you.
Okay.
And that's why if you see what we did for you today, there was a lot of earth tones, a lot of browns, a lot of blues to still honor your watery side. Like, greens, white is for Venus, and that's a very important planet for you as well. So that's what we wanted to feed today, and that's how we kind of merged it all together.
Okay.
And also gave you something very trendy. Like texture is big for spring 2026.
I got lots of texture going on here, right? Yeah. Okay. So we talked about colors and which colors were good for me. Oh, one of the other things Rashi told me was that on Fridays is which day?
It is Venus Day.
So should everyone dial into their Venus energy a bit on Fridays?
Everybody should feed their Venus planet.
Okay.
The way you'll feed it will be a little different for everybody because it depends where Venus is sitting in your chart natally and where it is transiting in your chart.
Okay. Yeah. But that concept of wearing like pinks and blush and all that,
whites,
is that whites? Is that kind of universal for everybody?
Yeah. I would say like everyone who like believes in Venus and that luck that comes in your life.
Yeah.
There is more to it. My Venus workbook is coming out soon.
Nice.
And that also talks for men and for women. It's not just a feminine thing.
Right.
But
because Venus is a goddess
of art, of money, of luxury, of beauty.
All the things.
All the things we want, guys. All the things we want. That is the planet. That is the goddess.
Okay.
And that is also honored in both Western and the Vedic world as well. It's not just a South Asian concept, actually. It's a very, very Western concept too. So, yes, the whites and the pinks and the light colors apply to everybody.
So Rashi, what was the style? When I told you kind of like what I wanted, you saw my charts and all that, what was the style you chose for me today?
I wanted you to go more boho chic. So I wanted to bring in a little bit of structure, which is what we did with your colors and your pants and jackets. But I also want to have a bit of flow.
Okay.
And also I want to keep in the trends that we are seeing for 2026. There's a lot of texture, a lot of bright colors, bold colors.
Okay.
I think this year we want people to like step out of their comfort zone and be out there. So we kind of merged all of that for you this time.
And one of the biggest things about working with Rashi this time that I've never done before, but I was actually amazed. Rashi went into my closet and somehow took out stuff and was able to like style me.
We shopped your closet.
That's what you did.
We just had to literally shop her closet, and that's how we put all her looks together. And the other one thing I do want to give you props to for being open to like changing how we did your hair. Yes, there was a very 70s vibe to it. We wanted something a little different, and you were so open to it, so I loved it. So this is great.
Well, see, you got to work with people you trust, and that's the most important thing. All right, guys, so that was a quick convo with Rashi Styles, or Rashi, my dear friend, and an absolute awesome powerhouse of a stylist. So check her out. Check out her stuff. I'll link it down below, and she'll have it all over the place as well.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And go get your charts read, and then decide how you can use colors to work for you. Thanks, Rashi.
Thank you.